further radicalize even more of them. From the moderate level of, we are not fighting you. All we are saying is that just let us start the process of a referendum, a conversation around, do we still want to be part of Nigeria or not? And that's an opportunity for those who are Biafrans, who still want to be part of Nigeria, to also what? To tighten their belt and jump to the field and convince their fellow brothers and sisters that Biafra is not the answer. Because you see, as it is right now, it is obvious that people have heard things that you wish they never heard. People have seen things that you wish they never seen. And people have been, people have been made to exhume things that many of you believe that they should remain buried, to the point that today, when they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, which was done illegally too. Are you with me? So every action of Nigeria continue to amplify the spirit of many unseen before Biafrans who are now believing that every kind of negotiation, any kind of conversation, it no matter anymore. They are going that place. The only person that can bring them back, the only person that can tell them what they need to hear and the direction they need to take, that person is the person you locked up. And even if you think Nnamdi Kanu will remain a trophy, I bet the politicians themselves are now thinking otherwise. Obviously, there's so much damages that can be done. And these damages are not by guns. And that's why I'm saying it, that if you are a Biafran, okay, there are some certain things that are political. And sometimes they set you up in a way that you probably won't know. You play along. You know what I mean? It's been a long time that many of you have been praying for somebody to come on board and speak for Igbo people in a very strong, straightforward voice. Something that Nigeria doesn't want to hear. You prayed for that. Yeah, we are praying for, and Nnamdi Kanu came. It came in a very different way. And many misunderstood him. And many are still misunderstanding him today. But the bottom line is this: is the most relevant, the most relevant man in the entire Eastern Nigeria. Like I said, you don't have to like him. But I can tell you something. Even if you don't like him, even if you feel like he's responsible for all of this, whatever you are telling yourselves, the politicians know better. And guess what? Some of them actually feels better now that with their own culpability that brought about the endless insecurity in Eastern Nigeria, what they contributed to it and all of that, it is high time for them to start coming out of their shells. Number one, they will speak up. Number two, they will not be afraid to identify with Nnamdi Kanu. And if you then call Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist or anything that comes to your mind, just remember this. The politicians who told you that, they are seeing it differently now, because this guy remaining in the lock of Nigeria without any charges and any evidence being brought against him, yeah, and as much as you might deny him, okay, his continued detention is no longer in the interest of the people of Eastern Nigeria, including the politicians that you think they don't care. Now, before you might think maybe they were being nice to you, they were being nice to you simply because they are looking for election. And that is one thing that I actually wanted to point out in this picture. Soludo just won his election, is the governor. He's probably not going to need an election again in maybe another 3 years. Abi? Now, for him to come out this way, yeah, is significant in two ways. Number one, he is ready to agree that Nnamdi Kanu is a factor and is the key to bringing an end to the political insanity that is going on in Eastern Nigeria, far, far away from what the media tells you. Are you listening? So the significance of this is that as long as Nnamdi Kanu is in detention and Nigeria continue to play hide and seek, the Eastern Nigeria and the people there are going to continue to be the target of the politically motivated killers who are also identifying in a way as Biafra fighter, and the Nigeria media who have actually seen many of them who never identified as IPOB, especially those ones who always cover their heads, holding different weapons and all of that in the forest. You know them. They have called themselves different names. But the media in Nigeria will continue to make you believe that, of course, it's IPOB, Joe. Right? But the significance of this is this. They now know that if there should be any end to this madness, there is somebody that if the dogs are mad, they will still acknowledge and recognize a burning flame. Maazi Nnamdi Kanu. And like I stated in the description of this conversation, Maazi Nnamdi Kanu has committed no crime. And if there is any crime committed by him, there is no point in playing hide and seek in court. Soludo went to him to say, yeah, I have to come here and do this and even take pictures if you're okay. In my own opinion, I'm describing this image now, and I want you to possibly follow through with me, because the intention is to let you see the significance of this. It is to tell you that Nnamdi Kanu will never be a nobody, even if your own understanding of him is just being elevated, is just being celebrated, or is just being this or that, simply because people just wanted to be like that. No. You see this man here, that was illegally, abducted, extraordinarily renditioned from Kenya, which puts Nigeria in a crime bracket of one of those lawless countries in the world. And they also have no regard for any country's law. This man you have in this picture, yeah, a British and a Biafran citizen, got kidnapped, and they thought kidnapping him and keeping him as a trophy for Boko Haram will automatically dissipate the Biafrans and their energy towards asking for the equity, justice, the fairness, which the unequal, unbalanced, and unfair system called Nigeria has brought upon not just them, but virtually everybody. Now, Soludo took cameras there because Soludo wanted to achieve two things. Number one, to identify with Nnamdi Kanu as a sitting governor. And in that regard, you cannot refer to Nnamdi Kanu as, number one, a terrorist. You cannot refer to IPOB as a terror organization, because this is an elected governor whose state falls under the people who want Biafra, whose state falls under the people, falls under the region whose people are going to participate in a referendum if it's ever called, and the governor elected by the Biafrans themselves, who are now saying, if the effort of getting Maazi Nnamdi Kanu out through legal, political, or any other means is ongoing, at the same time, people have the right to express themselves. They have the right to protest and express their displeasure, against his incarceration. But if we then have criminals, the criminals who are saying, we are doing this because you are keeping our leaders, hey, You cannot be hurting your own people and say you are doing it for our leader. He is not the leaders of terrorists who also hurt Biafrans. The reason why Nnamdi Kanu, according to him, got involved in the Biafra agitation, the Biafran advocacy, is because of the endless state-sponsored killings of Biafrans in Nigeria. And that's why I said something earlier. I mean, before I said, when the system tried to want you to justify murder, to justify, killings and all that, it is on you to ensure that you never play into their hands. So we have now gotten to a place where the politicians who initially felt like Nnamdi Kanu can be whisked away, boxed up somewhere, and this whole thing will disappear. So gradually and gradually, they will have to come out and get Nnamdi Kanu out of that place, because they know how Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya. The Igbo governors, the Igbo politicians, they even told us that true of us, I am not saying this is true, okay? But we've heard that the private jet that they used when they wanted to smuggle Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down from Kenya to Nigeria, where they actually had to, sedated him, which means they drugged him and made him sleep off or throughout the flight. They said the jet they used in ferrying him from Kenya is owned by a Biafran. No name is mentioned though, but it simply means that those who orchestrated the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu, because they felt like sacrificing him will put an end to the Biafran struggle, now that they have realized that they have shot themselves in the foot. Listen, guys, it is significant when they now come out to say, okay, we are with you. Now, listen again, they orchestrated this abduction. They will now orchestrate his release. And not just that. When they orchestrated this abduction the first time in 2015, when the whole thing was, when the whole sky was coming crashing, they put together a deal and they got him out of there. But because they couldn't tame him, they did this again. Are you with me? So they should now go back, work it among themselves, call all of their criminals they gave gun to, they gave money to, including the ones they gave money to on social media, because you cannot imagine what is going on. Guys, on this issue of Yoruba nation, Biafra nation, and then these guys from Cameroon as well, Ambazonians. If I tell you waiting I don't hear, if I tell you waiting day my hand, sometimes some of you will feel like, oh boy, it be like say this whole thing now business for so many people. To the point that from also the Yorubas, in the heat of when the whole thing was bubbling in the late 2020, early 2021, there were people who actually told our own people to give them money so that they can give them protection like ESN. No joke. I know they have nothing to do with Nnamdi Kanu. I know they don't have anything to do with ESN. They have nothing to do with IPOB, so to say. That's why I said, if I tell you waiting, I know. If I keep coming here to make all of that, it's going to make you feel like, this whole thing self worth 10 million naira cash. The protection of ESN, the this and that in Yoruba land, except if you are dreaming about it today. So you can always reduce all of this if you release Nnamdi Kanu. Because, he is the person, he's the only person who can come out and tell you what happened. And at the same time, you see everybody dropping his name here and there, our leader, here and there, making inflammatory statements on social media, helping to justify the already motioned genocide in eastern Nigeria. The only person that can stop all of that is Nnamdi Kanu. To the point that somebody was talking to me. The person said, Mayegun, if I tell you something, would you believe it? I said, I don't have to, but tell me. And he said, I fear for one thing. I said, what's that? He said, Mayegun, so many people have taken this issue of Biafra agitation to a different level. And that level is far, far away from where Nnamdi Kanu envisioned and has been propagating all this while. I said, okay, what do you mean? He said, okay, you may not understand, though, Mayegun, but my fear is that so many people who call Nnamdi Kanu our leader, my leader, our leader today, who are on social media everywhere, dropping his name here and there. He said, my fear is this. When Nnamdi Kanu finally comes out and it begins to put everybody back on track, that his fear is so many of these people are going to turn on Nnamdi Kanu himself. And guess what, Mayegun? His fear is they are likely going to even accuse Nnamdi Kanu that this is not their own Nnamdi Kanu. Why is he talking like that? Why is he, do you know what I mean? That's because some people have taken it to some level because he pays them. They actually get paid for that. So if Nnamdi Kanu comes out and Nnamdi Kanu says, my people, we have to be this, we have to be that, we are, and all of that, that is worst fear. Is that it will be like magic. That these same people are ready to turn against Nnamdi Kanu himself. And I said, well, not because I'm going to believe you, but I'm going to say something. And that's why I told the person, and I believe that person is probably watching me right now. I said, it won't be the first time that trusted people around Nnamdi Kanu have come after him, especially when he was incarcerated as well. It was a way, a lot happened the first time. It's just that what happened that time seems not to be as mobbed up as what is happening right now. I said, but you know one thing I have, one strong faith I have is this, yeah? It is only the release of Nnamdi Kanu that can then bring normalcy back. And you can easily see who those who have infiltrated your camp in the name of our leader, I'm not joking. I was in London. I was in London for the video shoot of Prince Jejeman's Bye Bye Janjaweed. And then we went into one eatery in somewhere around Peckham. So when we got in, I was in the midst of mostly my Yoruba brothers. Let me put it that way, because they deliberately, they took me to a Yoruba restaurant where I could eat something like, okele. So when we walked in, I saw this couple. Yeah. They were having their meal. And suddenly, I think it was like, is this Mayegun? Is you Mayegun? And then he stood up. He was like, Mayegun. Then we exchanged greetings. Then when we were about to leave, he said, can I have a word with you? Just for a moment. Quick one. I said, okay, sure. Then he took me aside. And he said, Mayegun, I know a lot of my brothers and sisters, the Biafrans, IPOB, they listen to you. Many of them listen to you. And in fact, many of them actually respect you a lot. But there's something I want to bring to your attention. Yeah? Talking about those who have now made it their own kind of a way of expressing their love for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB generally. The people who are not keeping prisoners. If they tell you that our leader must be released on Monday, if you go there and say, but it's not possible on Monday now, we know that it's going to be on the 28th of May that it's going to go to court. Right there, right then, these guys will bounce on you even if you are a Biafran yourself. And then they will go further. If you should make a mistake and go public on social media and criticize the activities of these guys, then that simply means you have called for war on yourself. That you are a Biafran yourself will no longer matter. And he said, Mayegun, can you please use your platform to say the attitude of intimidation on social media, threat, accusation, disagreement is normal to disagree. It is another thing for people to say, no, you are wrong. No, I am right. No, you are wrong. Because that is what makes you humans. But there's also something called brotherhood. The brotherhood means even if you get mad at anyone, you should never get that mad at your own brothers to the point that you call them Sabo. You call them this, you call their, you call their father's names, their mother's names. You make things to the point that they took it over out of social media. No joke. This man was talking to me. I'm talking about responsible looking man. Somebody who looked much like somebody who has achieved something with his life. He was talking with this dropped face, fear of we can't even express any kind of alternative opinions. They bounce on us the same way they bounce on Yorubas who don't support Biafra, the Hausas who talk stupid things about Biafra, the Yorubas who talk stupid things about Biafra. They treat their own brothers same. Damayegun, can you tell them that even when this whole thing comes down to choice, there will always be Igbos, your brothers and sisters, that are going to say they are not convinced to have Biafra. They are going to vote no. But guess what? When the majority of you vote yes for Biafra, those who voted no, they will still live in Biafra. All of you who voted yes, your right as Biafrans in Biafra is the same right as those who voted no. You are not going to have a Biafra of one party state, are you? I mean, well, it's up to you. I'm just saying. But there will always be people who don't agree. You must always think about them. And when the people don't agree to something, they can say anything. But you are passionate about Biafra. You don't have to go so hard on your own brothers and sisters to the point that these guys, they take it offline. They follow you home. They threaten you. They get your mobile number. They get your family pictures. They put them on social media and they write false stories. Now, una give this BBC, BBC. Now, una give them mouth to talk. Because guess what? The people they pointed out, people who are threatening people who are intimidating people using social media to call death a sentence on their fellow Igbos, fellow brothers. And this is not even like Nigeria now. We are talking about Biafrans on social media because we love our leader, our Biafra. Biafra must come. By the end of 2022, Biafra must come. By the end of 2021, anybody that is against that, he must die. He say, come on, man. You gave BBC the content to add. And I said they are biased because it is in that same Eastern Nigeria that if indeed BBC is not just using social media to do their reports on what is going on in Eastern Nigeria, they probably would have spoken to the victims of the military brutality, military extrajudicial killing, police killings, and abattoirs opened, human abattoirs opened around all over the Eastern Nigeria. They would have covered that too. That is called a balanced report. But when you are making all these threats on social media here and there, you are not helping issue. You are not. Yeah, passion. Inflamed, what's it called? Inflamed passion. Me, I can start getting passionate right now. I can start getting passionate and start saying, any Yoruba that is Yoruba land is, come on, man. Guys, that's not attractive. Have you not thought about that? I love shouting. I like shouting. I kind of like shouting when I'm talking about politicians. But you see, when I want to talk to you and I want you to actually take me serious, I don't think you're going to take me serious when I'm shouting. There's something I want you to hear there. And I want to say them slowly. And hopefully many of you would listen and hear them. And then you would digest them, So you must know that as you want something, the same reason why you want something is the same reason why somebody no want that thing. But if you are good, you are likely going to get them onto your side. So there are people who are passionate about Biafra. And there are people who don't understand it. But when everything comes down to decide, are you going to now say, if you are coming out tomorrow to come and vote no, don't come out tomorrow and vote no, we will kill you. How can you then that? How can you call that one independence for Biafra? Even you said reason them now. I know they've done horrible things that needed to be talked about. I know. But you should always learn to slow it down when your passion is inflamed, inflamed or whatever. I don't know. Oyibo hard, that is or not, just say where Yoruba is hard for those who don't understand Yoruba. She na inflamed passion and or na inflamed whatever. You should learn to go it slower on your brothers. And somehow, it be like say, somehow we manage to maintain that that kind of ideal on those who are doing Yoruba Nation on social media. I know today hear people, they tell people, say, we give you till June, we give you till this, we give you till that. Referendum means you are going to campaign. Referendum means you are going to convince people. Referendum means some people are also going to campaign. And they are also going to convince people that Biafra is not good. And they are going to be Biafrans. They will speak Igbo. They will organize rallies. They will do concerts. They will do seminars to convince other Igbos that they should not vote for Biafra. Are you going to say, who will kill them? Of course, that's not the Biafra you want to have. And for the Igbos, we may know, according to my own belief of the Igbos, so you are Republican in nature. It simply means everybody have their own choice, independent choice they can make. No be so? So education is going to do a lot. You know what I mean now? I like the sound of self-defense, okay? You have the right to defend yourselves. That's a normal thing. If somebody is coming to kill you, somebody is coming to kidnap your children, rape them and all of that, you have every right to defend yourselves, defend them. But if you are not ready for something to call assault attack, like you want to go and fight, you cannot. For somebody like me now, I'm not going to sit down in Yoruba land and say, I want to fight war, because that means I'm saying, come and fight us in Yoruba land so that we can get independence. No. If you want to fight any war, you take it to the people holding you. You get what I mean? That's why some people say that if people really want to make, people really want to make Nigeria, to understand that this is not be joke. If they go that IRA style, not this Republic of Ireland stuff, yeah. They will leave Dublin. They will come to London. This was a terrorist stuff, okay? But it's actually like to the people holding you, that kind of. So nobody should encourage, say we want to fight war, we want to fight. If you say we want to fight, yeah, normally, you should be fighting other, like, so that not be said that go come and bring soldiers into your, occupation. That is called occupation. You are inviting them. You are saying, come and occupy. We'll kill you if you occupy our land. If you kill all these ones, they will bring another one. So if you kill these ones, they will bring another one. That is not war. That is not fighting war. Some said it's going to be guerrilla war. Guerrilla war means that you're going to be hiding in your houses. You'll be shooting. And then they will bring their soldiers. All of these streets now, they can burn everybody down. They can kill women, children. While you, with your gun and everything, you've run away. Go and double cross them in another part. That is not something I would encourage as a person. And that's why I said that conversation, negotiation, or dialogue will always be the way out. And the only man to dialogue with when it comes to the peace and then tranquility and the open dialogue on what is going on in Eastern Nigeria, there is no other person to discuss with. That would be Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you should, like I said from the beginning, if you had listened to me with open mind, I wasn't trying to convince you, okay? I am not here to convince you. I am not here to make Nnamdi Kanu look good to you. I'm trying to let you see the system that make you see Nnamdi Kanu as what you see him as today, and the same system making you ignore all these other obvious things that I've pointed out, because there's so many factors. So if we want things to mellow down, if we want things to be on, if you want to hold Nnamdi Kanu responsible for what is going on in Eastern Nigeria, at least you cannot cage him. He has to be a free man. He has to be a free man before he can commit a crime. Abi? So release him. So whatever it's going to take, let them do it, okay? And I want to appeal to so many of you, okay? Look at us. There are many of those who support Yoruba Nation, as you are watching this video. And they're also supporting Nigeria. They support Nigeria openly. They support Yoruba Nation, codedly. So a day is coming, yeah, that they will have no choice but to come out in the open. This is not the first time that Soludo will speak out on behalf of the IPOB, okay? There's so many things going on. No, there is sit at home. There are so many other sit at home coming up and all of that. I have said it before, okay? Civil disobedience is voluntary, all right? So if the people choose to sit at home on any day and any time, yeah, please, let it keep remaining voluntary. So when people go out to attack people who choose not to sit at home, listen to me, when they go out to attack them, you don't celebrate that and say, why are they out? And again, some of you are saying that how do we now know that they are attacked by the people and not the Janjaweed, DSS and all of that? Listen, the bottom line is this: as long as you don't glorify it, whoever are those who are doing it, it is your job to help expose them. Because personally, as an IPOB member, you should never be seen to be supporting violence. Trust me. And the reason why you should not is because this world you see today, they call it global village. Now, global, everything just be like that, like a ball. The reason why all of this world government all over the place that every one of us live, the reason why we can always maintain our free speech, free association, freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom of all this freedom that we enjoy, right? That if any of their government come after us, we can challenge them in their court, yeah? The moment you allow or glorify criminals simply because they are committing a crime that you feel like if people had listened, don't justify them, don't glorify them. Let those who are doing this be exposed, including you helping to expose them, because you don't want to be set up and called a terrorist. If you get to that stage, I'm not joking with you, even though that may erupt a worldwide protest, but it is also going to demoralize the struggle more. And I'm so happy that many of you, the Biafrans, you have done greatly well on this social media to debunk all lies, debunk propagandas, and deny of every other things that they have flung at you. And you have been very steadfast at doing those, yeah? But there's something you must never fall a victim of. Don't ever celebrate any of these crimes that are being committed in Eastern Nigeria, as long as you will always remember that those behind them are those who want the world to see you as violent, okay? So if you all gather on this same social media to always push back and say, those who kill people, even on the day of sit at home, like I said, sit at home should be voluntary, shouldn't it? What is too small for our leader? Sit at home. If you, whatever you see out there, stop sending those messages on social media. They are called open threats. It doesn't attract anybody to the struggle. It just makes them feel like, I don't want to be anything where they force me. They tell me if I don't do it, they will kill me. Oh. Image is everything. And if some of you don't pay attention to that, that means you are not paying attention at all. So may have delivered my message in that part. And like I said, I didn't do this simply because I am showing any kind of sympathy or trying to be nice to the Biafrans. I am saying this because I understand the system that set up this what is going on in Eastern Nigeria, including the media that is collaborated into it and all of that. I understand it very well because it is the same media, it is the same system that wants you to see repentant terrorists are those that could be rehabilitated because they've repented. Even despite the fact that the insecurity continues to escalate and escalate and escalate, and more people are continuing to die, and more victims are continuing to be kidnapped and kidnapped, the media still present it as if to say their government is making progress, at least. Do you understand that now? So it is the system. That same system is the system that decided to gaslight Oloye Sunday Igboho. What was Igboho asking for? Ask yourself, what was Igboho asking for? Igboho said, we need to protect ourselves. We need to defend our people, the vulnerable ones who are caught up in the crossfire of these Fulani terrorists in our farms, And whenever people try to fight back, the Nigerian military are mobilized to disarm them and punish them for resisting the invasion of their farms by these aliens denied by the government initially as those who are coming from Chad, Niger, Sudan, and all these places, only for the same government to make a U-turn and said that in order to keep peace and then to prevent others killing farmers, as they say, we call them terrorists for a reason. Because number one, they trespass on your farm. If you resist them, what happened? They kill you. And when they kill you, if you scream out, if people scream out, they will blame them and say they are racist, or they are tribalist, they don't like these people, they hate them because of this or that. So people got blackmailed enough that even the government himself made a U-turn and said, then we need to give them lands. Oh, we need to give them lands. If you really want peace, then let's give them lands and, let's resettle them. They made all manner of twists, lies, and everything, but people saw through them and they denied them. They did. And Igboho said, and since that happened, what happened? They left the people at the mercy of their killers. They said, your land or your lives. And Igboho said, no. All of us should rise up. You are living abroad. You are thinking you have something you want to take back home to your fatherland and invest. There will be no father. Talk less of land, you. Talk less of fatherland together. So if you don't act up now, you are going to forgone everything. He alerted the world. The world reacted. Then he became a target. The same system decided to frame Sunday Igboho for a crime that he never committed. They attempted to kill him. When that failed, what happened? So understanding this system will make you, will make you fearful for yourselves if you have not been targeted yet. So when I see what they are doing to the Biafrans, and I've been talking about the Biafrans for more than 6 years now. Give me some credit. I used to be the lone voice. I used to be the lone. In fact, Biafrans themselves, the early Biafrans themselves, they were always like skeptical about Mayegun. Who is this Yoruba guy talking? Who is this guy talking so much about? How did this guy? I don't trust this Yoruba, this and that. 6 years ago. Today, those early Biafrans, they are now one of the defendants of Mayegun anytime, any day, anywhere. Because they'll tell you, no, he is so logical and balanced in a way. So I have delivered my part again. And I hope you can now use what I have said so far to balance what you know. And then you can understand where I'm coming from. And where I said, if they are really looking for peace, Nnamdi Kanu should not remain in that place. Whatever deal they want to do, whatever anything they want to do, anything at all, just get him out. And let me tell you this as well, the Biafrans, the IPOB members, look at me very well. Look at me. All of the pressure you are mounting, all of you mounting the pressure, home and abroad. Sit at home here, protest abroad, sit at home here, protest here and there. All these things are working. And you are smoking out these pretentious politicians one by one. They are going to come out. They have to get Nnamdi Kanu out of that place. And not only that, when Nnamdi Kanu was released in 2017 back then, 2016, 2017, he tabled what he said, the demands to reduce the agitation in Eastern Nigeria. If they could afford to do that, 10 points demand. I bet if Nnamdi Kanu comes out now, it will come out with more demands. Now, opening the door of dialogue will require so much patience as well. So I'm saying this to all of you. Whatever they want to do, let them do it. All that matter is that they should get him out. You all know that nobody can break him out of that place. You can't break him out. But what you are doing is working. The pressure is mounting. And guess what? You are smoking them out. And I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know how soon it's going to be. Whatever is it going to be, they should just make it happen. And when Nnamdi Kanu comes out, every other thing that is going on, we'll go talk about them then. I rest my case. This is where I am going to take calls. And this is where you can pick up your phone now, okay? And type the number that is on your screen right now. Type that and dial in via WhatsApp and tell me, what do you think about all I said? But before we do that, give me a moment. Let me go mix up as usual. So, where is that? One moment. I'll be right back, by the way. I will be back.